everyone, welcome to Homestead Corner. Today we are going to whip up some free garden gold. With all the prices rising, the last thing you need is one more thing to buy for your garden. Garden stuff can be really expensive. Fertilizers can be quite expensive. I know one that we like that we've purchased in the past is about $20 a gallon for fertilizer. But we have found that Compost Tea really is an amazing fertilizer, and it costs $0 to make. You have all this stuff kicking around in the yard. You can get it out of the woods, you can get it wherever. It really doesn't matter. But we have found that Compost Tea is it's so easy to make. It takes a little while to get really potent, but you can start it right now, even with the cooler temperatures where it's cooler, and it will start working right away. I just place this in a nice sunny area and it just cooks in here, and it stinks to high heavens, but it is wonderful for the garden. You get big, beautiful, lush plants, lots of fruits out of it, just out of scraps from the yard. So today I've just been out in the yard. We were installing our bees. We got them this morning, got them all in their hives. They are doing great. Everybody's doing good. And so I was out digging around in the yard, cleaning stuff up, and we have got just this big mess of stuff from last year's garden. So there is like some plant stems and some old comfrey leaves and things like that, and I just take this and break it down and jam it in the bucket. I want to stuff this bucket pretty full of just random stuff out of the garden. Comfrey makes beautiful compost, so I always leave some of the leaves to help add nutrients to the ground where it is. And then in the spring, when I clean it up, I can make a nice compost out of what's left. So we just put this all right in there. And I've got some like leaves and grass, and there's some green stuff in here. It really, it doesn't matter. Any kind of vegetation will work. So if it's old, and you can put sticks, anything in here. I've got a little bit of compost from the house, just mostly coffee grinds, I'm sure, but there's let's see, some coffee grinds, banana peels, stuff like that in here. We're gonna put that right in there as well, and apple cores, anything like that, whatever you have for your compost in the house. But this is the simplest, definitely. This is old lettuce stalks that I let go to seed last year. And the smaller stuff is, the quicker it's going to break down in here, because we basically want this to rot in this pail. So I just try to break it down much as I can. I don't get too crazy with it. It rots pretty good once it gets going in that hot sun. So I just usually start with about 3/4 of a bucket. I have packed this down so it's pretty full. And I've got my kitchen waste and leaves and sticks and all kinds of junk in here. Just from the yard over the winter, you get plenty of junk for sure. And then I just gonna fill this with water. And I'm using just some rainwater that we collected. I don't like to use tap water because it has bleach and other chemicals in it. So, and I think that messes up the process. So I always use rainwater for this. Or if you have a stream, or filtered water, I guess would work. So I just fill this right up to the top, about an inch down probably. And I'm just gonna push everything in. And my bucket's cracked and there's a little hole on the side, and that's okay. It really, it doesn't matter. You want it to get a little air. I usually use a broken lid, but I couldn't find one today, of course. I think I used them for everything else. But and I don't put this on real tight, just to kind of cover it a little bit. Air can still get in there. So once I have my lid on, I'm just going to leave this out in a nice sunny spot so this can bake in the sun. And as it gets hot and everything starts to rot in here. And in a week or so, you'll notice right now the water's clear because we use fresh rainwater. But in a week to 2 weeks, you'll notice that water's getting darker. It's starting to take on more nutrients. And this works so good. In about a month, probably 2 months, it's going to be full strength. And you really, a half a cup to a watering jug is plenty to add in there. And in the meantime, if you wanted it sooner, I'd add a little bit more because it's going to be a little weak, but it definitely, you'll start to see when it starts changing color, it's really going to start stinking like crazy. And you can add water and more plant material to this as you go to keep it so you have plenty going all summer long through the whole season and fall, and as long as you need it, really. And that is it. This is the easiest fertilizer. I love Compost Tea. It's super simple to make. It's free. You just use whatever you have hanging around the house, and you have got some beautiful fertilizer to help your garden grow. You can add in eggshells, whatever you have to add more nutrients to it. So it works out really nice. And that is it for today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.